Matt, just once again, not a great defensive start, get up the backdoor cut in the first half.
Right.
How is that just indicative of kind of the whole game?
Yeah, and that was something that they do. They get to it. We had talked about it as they play through their center, either the start of the first half or second half, they backdoor, and we just lost concentration. And then they make, it seemed like every game that I watched on film, they have that start, in one of the halves or both the halves where they just make like their first 3, 4, 5 shots. But really talented team, good team. They have all the pieces. Obviously, they have a lot of experience. They have great size. They have skill. They have quickness. They have multiple guys that can play make. So really good team. Hats off to them. But you'd like to just be in a little better position to start to give yourself a chance, right there at the beginning to try to get off to a better start than we did. But, it's easier said than done, playing against a team of that caliber.
Matt, I think it's 15-15, 8 minutes into the first half, and you get maybe 4 field goals the rest of the half.
Yep.
What a flip there. I mean, obviously Auburn has a great offense, but their defense seemed to really frustrate you.
Yeah. Well, we had the stretch where we missed free throws. We missed 2 front ends of 1-on-1s. Trey missed a couple when he went inside. So when you do things positive, and then we missed 3 straight wide open threes. So in that stretch, I don't know if it's exactly when you're saying, that really hurt us because, we should have split at the worst, split free throws, at the worst split some of those threes. So we did a handful of positive things in about a 2-minute stretch and got nothing out of it. And that was demoralizing. And teams like that are going to steamroll you because they're so good on the defensive end and obviously they're the most efficient offensive team in the country. That put it at a distance where we never recovered from it.
Now, what was the breakdown on that play they ran over and over again for a while?
So a lot of what they did, they get a lot of cuts. So they get a lot of layups. If you watch them, they go on their flex cut, and he's always ran it. It's Gary Williams, Tom Davis, who he obviously worked for Tom Davis, and he's mastered the wrinkles of it, like for 40, 45 years here. And they run a lot of stuff off it, but they get so many cuts for layups. And tonight they didn't get any of those on us. But we took that away, and with that, when they go off their flex cut, they slip up into a pin down. And then we wanted to stay with that and not switch any of it. So we didn't switch any of that stuff. They didn't get any layups. We brought our bigs back. But then we talked about if you don't get up right there, you're going to get in between, and they're going to have that flip-up lob. And they got that probably 4 to 5 times against us right there. And the big had to get back up, and the guard had to do a better job staying in there. But you're talking about like the 3rd, 4th, 5th option that they get to. And he's good at his stuff. He doesn't get credit for how good they are. And I think now the country is kind of seeing because their efficiency numbers are the best. Who after 10, 11, 12 games has a team assist turnover ratio over a 2 to 1? Like that's unheard of. And to have all those guys, I was doing the fouls last night when I was going through stuff. They had 4 guys over 90%, around 90% or higher. Like you don't ever see that. Like you might have a guy or two, but they had like a guy at 87, a guy at 94, a guy at 93, a guy at 91. Pettiford, I don't think has missed one. I think he was at 100. And so it's just amazing some of the numbers that you're seeing there. Like they're a well-oiled machine. But back to your question, like that was the reason. Like we were stopping 2 to 3 things, and to their credit, they kept going on their counters and then getting to that. And that's where we were a little bit stuck right there. We wanted to switch it off at the end, but we're still trying to stop. Whether that was Denver Jones or the kid from Georgia Tech is escaping me. Yeah, and so on their slip-ups, we wanted to stop those threes. They still got a couple of those too, but that was our main thing. We just didn't think we were going to be in a good spot if they're going inside and taking advantage of things and they're getting threes. We wanted to force them to kind of make those plays there at the end, but we didn't want straight-up layups, and that we did a good job with that, but they did a great job of just moving to the next counter.
Did you kind of anticipate tonight, Broom, not only to be able to play, but to be able to kind of just...
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, we thought he would play. When I saw that, and it was just something that, and it's obviously it's an injury, but he'd had it before and it went out, and he could put it back in. Sometimes with those, they just bother you when it goes out. We've had guys that are that way, and but he's a great player, man. Obviously we've had a lot of great big guys, and when they get the ball in certain spots, you're at their mercy if you don't come with a double. And then sometimes when you're in the middle of the court, it's harder than hell to have a double right there. And that's where a lot of big guys can't move and handle it that way. So you can't stick them in the middle of the floor and wheeling and dealing. We just dealt with one, a young kid named Derek Queen at Maryland, and he can wheel and deal like that. And it really puts you in a pinch because most big guys deal with the block and playing. Those guys there, they can handle it into a spin, layup, and play. So he's a good player. He's real, and they're real.
Matt, obviously this is one of the toughest non-conference schedules in the country here.
Yeah.
What does your team need to take from this, long-term, short-term, whatever, to have made it worth the schedule?
Yeah, I don't doubt like our effort today. I don't think it was bad. Like when teams get you on the run, you're gonna break down and lose concentration. You just gotta, just have a tough mentality about continue to do your job. And we have individuals that like we wear out a little bit. Like they really have a lot of responsibility, but there's thousands of kids across the country that love that responsibility. And with that being said, the guys on our team that have earned that. And they just got to keep plugging for us, man. They just got to keep playing and getting better and, learn from it. Learn from it. Understand that they had 23 and 24-year-olds out there. We have one senior, and he's a fourth-year senior. Like we have nobody in their fifth year. TK redshirted, and he's in his fourth year. Fletch and Braden are in their third year. And we have a couple guys off the bench that redshirted in their third year, but second year playing, or maybe fourth year. Brian's fourth year and his third year playing. So like it's just different. They have a lot of experience. I mean, I got a guy averaging 2 points for him that's career high is 35. It's just a different world, right? You can get those fourth and fifth year guys, 6 year guys because of COVID. Now you can collectively put it together, and then you team that with a great coach and a great fan base. It's tough, and they can do it. They can do it. Obviously, they can win their league, but they could win it all.
But when you schedule in a way where you're at risk of taking some losses this time of year, is it the resume at the end of the day that is going to matter most to you, or is it what your team's playing like in March?
It's both. You want to play a great schedule to kind of figure your team out and figure out what you need to work on, but you also want to win. And so like we've done it the 3 previous years, and we're undefeated in all 3 non-conferences, and we played a lot of really difficult people. And so I don't want to go away from that standard. And like this is where we are. Deal with it. Get better as a coach, get better as an individual player, get better collectively as a team. But you understand, like now when you say like, hey, you can't let Broom get the ball in this area, and then when he does get in the area, he makes you pay. Well, that's what great players do. But this is what great teams do. We're not a great team. We're a good team, and we need to work. So hopefully come March, we're a great team, because you're going to have to get through somebody like that if you want to get to a Final Four, if you want to get to an Elite Eight. Like you're going to have to be able to muster your way through that and play better than them and put yourself in that position. And that's a big statement.
There's
Sam, then Casey.
There's silver lining value in games like like Penn State, where you get those guys you're talking about off your bench.
Yeah.
A lot of minutes together. Jakari seeing a 3 go down is probably huge for him.
Right.
CJ to get the points that he did, even though they were late and didn't matter in this game. Riley Burgess, I thought, did some good things there at the end of the game. So. Yeah,
just it's hard to. I always say like be consistent with inconsistent minutes, and but it's hard to feel good about yourself, and and have confidence, and you belong, but like you don't feel that way because you might not play in a game, or you play 5 to 10 minutes, or you don't get any shot attempts while you do. But it's really, really difficult. So for those guys to be able to get in there and get some confidence, because that's what we need. Like we need some guys to be able to step up, but we've also played a certain style here for about a 10-game gauntlet with about 7 or 8 out of 10 are kind of the same in terms of how they play. And that's hard. It's hard with the switching and the athletes and the difficulty that they cause, but you also, you can't schedule who you play in the NCAA tournament. So you have to go through, some of that to really help yourself to let you know where you are. But yeah, happy for our guys, happy for our young guys, to get some experience there.
Kind of touching on that, CJ, we've talked about him being more aggressive. You get that from possession in the first half. He gets an offensive rebound, passes up an open corner three.
Right.
And then turns around the second half is more aggressive. Is that something that you talk to him at halftime, or is it just real growth from one half?
Yeah, we talk to him all the time. He's more of a lead guard than he is a point guard. And so, like, the reads that Braden makes and how he plays and what he sees is pretty special. And with him, like, we work on those reads and we talk about those reads, and then we tell him to shoot it. And so, he's got a nice pull up to his game. Obviously he can shoot threes, made his free throws today. So we need those guys to be aggressive, but we need everybody to, take their open shots, get out on the break, but not hunt shots. Just make sure that organically, you're there. We've had too many guys that not ready to shoot at times, and then but they're trying to do the right thing. So I like our guys. I like the path that we're on. We just got to learn from things and keep getting better, keep improving.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Thanks, man.